Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about AI art. We're going to talk about how a judge ruled it isn't copyrightable. Is that even a word, copyrightable?
Well, apparently it is now, because the Hollywood Reporter says it is.
It's not copyrightatious enough to be, yeah, so it's not a thing. Judge says in ruling that could give Hollywood studios pause. That they might not be able to copyright all the AI scripts and art and shit that they come up with. So we're going to talk about this because this might... now, I honestly think that, unfortunately, for better or for worse, the rules will probably change as everybody's integrating AI in some degree.
I think there's some instances where you can, if it's all your own things, it should be copyright. You'd be able to copyright because it's your own stuff. I think Disney's going to do whatever they can in studios like it, as they've done with copyright law in the past,
yes.
to make sure that they win, because a lot of money will get you what you want.
Yes, and that's kind of how it works. But for now, it looks like you can breathe a sigh of relief. Good thing, too, because last I heard, the strikes, they don't think they're going to end until early 2024. Oh,
my God.
So,
really?
Yeah.
Even though they're in talks this week? Both groups?
Supposedly, yeah. It's the last I heard. I mean, they could surprise us, but my understanding is the writer's room is the biggest issue. But maybe after this, maybe this will speed things up. You know, who knows? Who knows? So let's talk about all this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, we'll get a woohoo.
Woohoo!
Coming from the Hollywood Reporter, more than 100 days into the writer's strike. Yeah, it's actually gone longer than the 2007 strike at this point. Fears have kept mounting over the possibility of studios deploying generative AI to completely pen scripts, but intellectual property law has long said that copyrights are only granted to works created by humans. That doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. A federal judge on Friday upheld a finding from the U.S. Copyright Office that a piece of art created by AI is not open to protection. The ruling was delivered in an order turning down Stephen Thaler's bid challenging the government's position, refusing to register works made by AI. Copyright law has never stretched so far to protect works generated by new forms of technology, operating absent any guiding human hand. Now that seems to be the loophole, though. Absent any guiding human hand.
Right. So if someone's there, that's their job to guide the AI. Does that count then?
Well, they said, yeah, the opinion stressed human authorship is a bedrock requirement. So if you've got, somebody penning a script, or it's like, yeah, we had this person working on this script, even though the AI generated a lot of the dialogue and whatever, that might circumvent this.
Oh, I'm sure Hollywood will pay a lot of money to make sure that they get these put through, especially Disney.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. They said, in the absence of any human involvement in the creation of the work, the clear and straightforward answer is one given by the register, no, said the judge. But again, this is not really...
It's all in the wording.
Yeah, this is not really what Hollywood is talking about. So they're talking about, you can't copyright a completely AI-generated thing if a human is involved. And could they even say, hey, if a human is giving prompts, if a human is feeding you a rough outline for something and letting the AI fill in the blanks, can that be copyrighted? I don't know.
Because it's not free of human hand, because there's human involvement.
Right. And that's the thing, too, because, something that you generate with the help of a computer, whether it's, artwork or CGI animation or whatever, that is subject to copyright protection. Even though the computer is doing a lot of the work, you still had a guiding hand in. So this seems like I think it's going to have to get a lot more granular. You can't just have...
It's going to have to. I mean, and I'm sure it's going to get pushed. I 100% have zero doubt that it's going to get pushed.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. So U.S. copyright law, she underscored, protects only works of human creation and is designed to adapt with the times. There's been a consistent understanding that human creativity is at the core of copyrightability. Wow, there's some words. Copyrightability. I didn't even know that was a word. Even as that human creativity is channeled through new tools or new media, the ruling stated. While cameras generated a mechanical reproduction of a scene, she explained that they do so only after a human develops a mental concept of the photo. So
they're hiring people to oversee this stuff, and they're going to argue, well, we did have a person that did, a bunch of the work and directed the computer to do what they wanted to generate it. And since it's directed by a human, and it's a human, person in charge of it, they're going to argue that that circumvents the rule about AI.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do. I'm telling you right now, what's going to happen is the next step is going to be like, okay, well, if we have an overseer managing the bot farm, and the overseer is the one that's spitting out the prompts.
And we already know they're hiring for these overseers.
Yes, and it might be your basic idea, like, hey, computer, fire me up a couple of different potential pitches for a show featuring XYZ, whatever.
Well, the judge's argument is like the set or like a video, the person had to think of it and do the layout and everything else. It's the same thing. If you had the basic idea and you had to do the layout to present it to the AI to fill in the blanks, it was guided by human hand. So I don't think this is going to bite Hollywood in the ass at all.
I don't think it's going to either. I mean, they may sound like this is a huge win, but I'm like, no,
Not
because
really.
they say copyright law is not designed to reach non-human actors. Said Hal, the act of human creation.
Hal? What's the name?
Hal, I think is the judge. Beryl.
Hal. I thought you said Hal, like 2001. Like,
oh my God. Close the pod bay doors, Hal.
I know.
No, Hal, Judge Hal.
Hilarious. That would be hilarious.
So, yeah, the act of human creation and how to best encourage human individuals to engage in that creation, thereby promote science and useful arts, was central to American copyright from its very inception. The order was delivered as courts weighed the legality of AI companies training their systems on copyright work. So this is the thing, because a lot of AI currently is just cobbling together bits and pieces of art and prose and dialogue and stuff that's already
been copyrighted. Right.
It's already been copyrighted.
I mean, at that point, if it's doing that, it shouldn't be allowed to do it at all because you're basically copyrighting, infringing on all these pieces. But they're not. It's gonna be really hard to prove where it all came from.
Oh, here it is. In March, the Copyright Office affirmed that most works generated by AI aren't copyrightable, but clarified that AI-assisted materials qualify for protection in certain instances. An application for work created with the help of AI can support a copyright claim if a human selected or arranged it in a sufficiently creative way that the resulting work constitutes an original work of authorship.
So it's not going to stop the studios because they're already hiring people to do this. They're hiring people to do it right now. Like they need AI overseers to, basically take the ideas and form them.
Yeah.
And they're going to get away with it. It's not going to give them a chance. They're not going to pause.
No. And it could be that you basically train the AI to be a writing assistant or an art assistant. And you could even train, if you're a screenwriter, you could train the AI to be like, okay, here are the character traits of, these particular characters, and this is the scene. Could you generate me some possible dialogue that would fit these parameters? But you're still programming like the basic character traits into the computer.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still easier to do it yourself than all this crap, I think.
Currently it is. Yeah, currently it is. So I think what they're thinking is they're going to look at, Hollywood is looking at like, this is going to be like the Walmart self-checkout where we hire one person to oversee like 10 or 12 stations. Right. And that's, we don't have to hire that's what they're looking at.
But I don't think it's going to give them pause at all.
Oh, they'll pause for about a second and they'll be like,
they're like, yeah, but we're still people in charge of it, so we're good.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're good. It's all good.
They'll have their lawyers look at it. Hey, look, like I said last night, I was on a stream with Peter Samedi. You can go check that out. But we talked briefly about AI, and it's like, it's not going away. You can slow it down. You can talk about, making it, more ethical or putting some limitations on it, but it's not going anywhere. Adobe's building it into all their products right now. If you use Quora, which is you ask questions, get answers, they've got Chat GPT. Google is basing all of its search on, AI now.
A lot of people are using Chat GPT in general. Like I know Squid King was using it, just inputting things when he's trying to remember something, he couldn't remember what it was called, inputting all different things about it until the Chat GPT found it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of kids are using it. I know at college, he was telling me how kids in the class are like, what kind of questions do you think you'd be asking? And the teacher's like, you're not going to put this in Chat GPT and think it's going to generate sample questions for you to cheat the test.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that's literally from class that my son had last semester or the semester before. I think last semester. But these kids are trying to figure out how to use it to try to cheat tests and stuff.
Yeah. Well, people are going to use it to figure out how to cheat life, I'm sure. So Anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
There it is. This is going to be an ongoing conversation.
It's not going to give them pause.
It's nah. It
Sorry.
might pause to chuckle a little bit.
Basically, you can't have an AI generate things whole cloth, but if you tell it what to do, apparently there's some grounds to get it copyrighted.
There you go. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.